Hello, how are y'all doing? I come to you today to ask the question of, do you do the right thing when no one is watching? When it's just only you, no one knows, or you think they don't know anyway. Are you doing the right thing? And the reason why I brought this up is because it's not the first time I've ran into an encounter like this. But for some reason with this one, I was like, I don't know, there's a lot I could do. So anyway, that's why I come to ask you. Um, Number one, do you do the right thing when no one is watching? Number two, will you do the right thing if there's no reward? Three, do you feel like that you have to pray about every decision, every move you make? And most times I would say yes, you need to pray before you make a move about certain things, but it's some things that you don't have to go to God about. You don't have to phone a friend about. Like, for instance, if you find a wallet with money in it, money in it, you shouldn't have to be like, oh Lord, is this a blessing? Should I keep this or what? Because it belongs to somebody, okay? And so you will want to do the right thing to turn it in, because you will want somebody to turn yours in if they found yours, correct? Okay, so this is one of the things that I had an issue with, okay? And I'm just being honest with you. I had ordered a piece of equipment a couple of weeks ago. The equipment came in. Everything was fine. I've used the equipment. And lo and behold, I come home about a week later and I had the identical item had been sent to me again. And so when they sent the item, and I was like, okay, first thing I did was let me go check the statement to see whether they had charged me twice. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh shoot, I got two of them. I just hold on to that one, or I'll sell it, or I take it back to the store and get the money. And all these things was leading to other things. And I was like, okay, Jocelyn, is it really that deep? Because if I take it back to the store, I'm going to have to really create a lie, you know, and I know I'll be wrong. Then I was like, oh, this is a big corporation, so they ain't going to miss it. And so then I said, well, if I take it back to the store, who's to say they going to, do it properly? Who's to say that they won't keep it, because technically it's out of their system, it's out of their inventory. So who's to say that they would keep it, that they wouldn't do the right thing with it? And the moment I said that, the Lord said, that's not for you to worry about. I was like, okay. But I kept on trying to find a different reason why I thought I should keep it. So I was like, well, I've been praying, saying to the Lord that I need to get some more vinyl. I need to get some more stuff and, things like that. So I was like, okay, that's a blessing. I could take that back and use that money to get some more product. But the whole time I was like, I'm going to have to pray about it. I'm going to pray about it. I said something to a friend, but really not getting their advice, just letting them know what had happened. And so I pray about it. So immediately after I say I'm going to pray about it, like the Lord said, you ain't got to come to me about that. It's some things that we don't have to seek the Lord for. We just know to do the right thing. So here I am. I finally made a decision. I ain't gonna lie, I kept saying, waiting for the Lord to say something to me like, keep it. That's what I wanted to hear from the Lord, was go ahead and keep it. But Lord didn't say nothing to me, because I felt like the Lord was like, I don't have to say nothing to you. You know what to do. You know right from wrong. So I was just like, okay. So I finally made the decision today. Now, mind you, it's been about a week now. And I made the decision. I said, I'm going to take it back in. To be honest, I woke up and I said, I'm going to take it back down and get the money. And then check on my other order that I did order that I'm waiting to come in. So I said, okay. Kept thinking about it. Next thing you know, I fell into prayer. Not praying about that situation, but just praying because I felt like, Jocelyn, why are you even thinking like this? Because I'm just going to be straight up and honest with you. Some years ago, it wouldn't have been no thought. I wouldn't have consulted the Lord. I wouldn't have did any of that but go back to the store or sell it. You know, that's just being honest. But thank God for Jesus, okay? So, I'm coming to you to say, would you do the right thing if there's no reward? Because these are all the things that's coming to my head. So I'm like, well, what if I turn it in, they don't give me no reward for it? Because technically, it was their mistake. So I'm thinking so I started thinking, so would you do things for the Lord if you didn't get no reward for it? Or would you continue to be his disciple and represent him even if he didn't bless you no more? Would you stop? Would you have conditions on what you do? Do you have conditions on what you do in life? Are there conditions on it? Or I'll do it if I get this. Because I thought about that. I was like, well, shoot. If I turn it in, I want them at least to give me a gift card for something. And the Holy Spirit checked me. Like, okay, so what if you don't get nothing? You're not going to turn it in? And I was having this conversation back and forth while I was lying in the bed, me and the Lord, about this doggone machine. And I knew on the inside, I said, Jocelyn, all you ever talk about is doing the right thing. The only thing that you talk about is trying to enforce and instill into others of developing and understanding who they are as a person and their character and doing what is right when no one is watching, because that's what counts. Because I've been in many situations where I could have, I'm just going to be real, could have gotten over on people, could have done something, but the person on the inside of me wouldn't allow me to do it. Okay? So, anyway, do you have conditions on the things that you do? Would you still do the right thing if there was no reward? Okay, so I called a number, I looked it up and I called and I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I was sweating bullets, cause I really didn't want to, it was like I had an anxiety or something. I didn't want to call them back to let them know that I needed to ship them back that item, cause I'm like, shoot, that's, I can do some things. So I was like, okay, I'll call. I prayed for a call. And I was like, okay. So I did it, but after I did it, I said, Lord, even though I know I did the right thing, why I feel so bad? I said, I feel so bad, even though I did the right thing, because technically it wasn't mine. The item that I purchased was paid for. It was purchased. I received it. They made a mistake and sent me a second one. So really, I wasn't obligated to keep it, but I tried to make wrong right. So I'm asking you, take a look at yourself, examine yourself, because you have to do the right thing when no one is watching, okay? And I had to come to grips and say, you know what? If they don't acknowledge me for doing it, if they don't give me no gift card for doing it, if they don't do anything for me, can I be happy with enough just doing the right thing? Can you be happy if there's no reward in doing right? Because I used to say this thing like, oh, honey, I'm not going to mess you over because I don't need nothing to block my blessing or stop my blessing. I used to say that all the time. Oh, no, honey, I don't need nothing to block my blessing. So, examine yourself and ask yourself, when you put in a position where you could get over, where you could manipulate the system, do you do it? Or do you do what's pleasing to the Lord? I'm just asking. Because I know I'm not the only one to feel like this. Whether you even thought about it, did it, or didn't do it, I know I wouldn't have felt right. And I want God to bless me, and I want him to bless my business. I don't want anything to come up where there's a problem. Lord have mercy. Hold on one second, please.